Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome everyone to another rendition of Bhagavatam Bites, where we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto and have been doing such for now 4 years. 4 years, something?
5 years.
4.5 years.
No, we started in
2020.
Yeah, so it's 5 years, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 5 and a bit years. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. Yeah, somehow I didn't realize that. That's a long time. I mean, yeah.
Long time to be reading with one person.
A long time to be reading from one book,
Oh.
one might say. But every section is pure nectar.
All right, let's just get on with it.
Okay, that's the
Canto 4, Chapter 38, Text 11.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
First it goes low, the third one, then you go octave high, and then you go like it middles out.
Medals out. Octave high and medals out. All right, all you musicians out there, please put your comments down there. Help me out here a little bit, please.
All right, text 11. Under the circumstances, the elder brother of Yavana Raja, known as Prajvara, set fire to the city to please his younger brother, whose other name is Fair Itself. What a family. Purport. According to the Vedic system, a dead body is set on fire. But before death, there is another fire or fever, which is called Prajvara or Vishnu Javara. Medical science verifies that when one's temperature is raised to 107 degrees, a man immediately dies.
Wow. What's the hottest temperature you've ever had? I seem to remember having like 104. I don't remember, maybe 105. What about you?
No.
She's always cool, never hot.
This Prajvara or high fever at the last stage of life places the living entity in the midst of a blazing fire. Interesting, isn't it?
What is interesting exactly? Please do share.
Well, I'm trying to. It's interesting, the science of what's occurring. The body kind of like blows up, as it were. The temperature goes so high, I've never noticed that. I've never been aware of that.
Of
before
what?
Someone dies, that their temperature goes high.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a standard thing of understanding. That's why there are incidences where children or adults who have a high temperature are told to be put in the bath, a ice cold bath with ice even sometimes, just to kind of cool their body down, because if it goes too high, then it will. The irony is, though, that fever, I've understood this from professionals, but I have been misinformed. Fever is actually a good thing. It's the mitochondria in the body heating up to kill off the invading virus or bacteria or disease in some way. It's your body's defense mechanism. But if the body needs to heat up so much that it gets to that temperature, then that's a malfunction in the hardware, software and hardware. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, for me, it's just like fascinating how Krishna has what he's created. It's like it says in the Bhagavad Gita many times, like it's a yantra, it's a machine, and it's like it has a function, and the machine has a shelf life of only so many years, and then it kind of like self-destructs, you could say. It just like it's done with. The machine is done with, and you could try to put batteries in it in the form of whatever we may do, yoga and plastic surgery and eating certain ways. You know, that's our own way of trying to keep the machine going. But when it's got to go, it will go. The machine will. There's no amount of Duracell batteries that will bring it back to life.
Yeah, just like in the material world, the car will break down and that's just the end. I remember I had a very nice van that I liked a lot when I was around 19, 20. And one day it just, and that was the end. And then they told me to fix it would be like, I don't know, some $1,500 to $2,000, and I only paid like maybe $3 or $4 for it. So that was the end. So the same thing happens with the body, is what you're saying, right?
Well, I weren't saying that, but you said it.
No, you said it.
I weren't.
You said the body is a machine, and when it just stops, it stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. Okay, moving on to text 12. Unless you still had some more to comment.
No, I've got nothing to say.
Okay. Promises, promises, promises. All right. Text 12. When the city was set ablaze, all the citizens and servants of the king, as well as all family members, sons, grandsons, wives, and other relatives, were within the fire. King Puranjana thus became very unhappy. Purport. There are many parts of the body, the senses, the limbs, the skin, the muscles, blood, marrow, etc., and all these are considered here figuratively as sons, grandsons, citizens, and dependents. When the body is attacked by the Vishnu Jwara, the fiery condition becomes so acute that sometimes one remains in a coma. This means that the body is in such severe pain that one becomes unconscious and cannot feel the miseries taking place within the body. Indeed, the living entity becomes so helpless at the time of death that although unwilling, he is forced to give up the body and enter another. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that man may, by scientific advancement, improve the temporary living conditions, but that he cannot avoid the pangs of birth, old age, disease, and death. These are under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the agency of material nature. A foolish person cannot understand this simple fact. Now people are very busy trying to find petroleum in the midst of the ocean. It hasn't changed. They are very anxious to make provisions for the future petroleum supply, but they do not make any attempts to ameliorate the conditions of birth, old age, disease, and death. Thus, a person in ignorance, not knowing anything about his own future life, is certainly defeated in all his activities. So the blind leading the blind, and those who are in ignorance are being led by those who are in ignorance, pretending to be in knowledge, espousing some quote-unquote wisdom or knowledge, creating an atmosphere where hypothetically, as Prabhupada said, our temporary living conditions may be improved or enhanced or appear to be better, and promising that that will continue to get better, yet never really solving and or resolving the real problems of life, which are birth, death, disease, and old age, which are common to everyone, no matter what language you speak, which land mass you are born on or reside on, which gender you are, what is your age, what is your religion, or what football team you support. It's the same for everybody. Birth, death, disease, old age is the difficulty or the common factor of challenge that we all face. And often I know inside of those four, people will say birth. Yeah, but birth is wonderful. You know, we always celebrate our birthdays. Children are born. We have so many samskars around the birth of a child. And in one sense, you can say yes, it's kind of a glorious occasion. At the same time, there is also a lot of suffering and difficulty and challenge around it. We were just with a young lady last night who's expecting in a few months. And, it's a lot of discomfort for her. She's walking around with a large mass on the front of her body, and she can't sit for so long like this, can't stand for so long like that, has to walk around, sit down, get up, do this. Sleeping is often a challenge. Then the giving birth process. And if you think it's beautiful and wonderful and a happy, joyous experience, just watch any video that shows a lady giving birth, and you will realize it is an immensely painful situation. Not to mention what Bhagavatam explains that the baby goes through just trying to get out of the body. And on top of all that, we celebrate it, but actually what has happened is that a jiva, an atma, a part and parcel of God, has become covered by the material energy and entered into the material world for another round, another cycle of repeated birth and death. So, I hate to put a pin in the balloon and, spoil the party, but birth is not a joyous occasion. And then it just leads to old age, disease, and another death. So, one could become quite derogatory. And that reminds me of what someone said once when I met them. They said, you guys always, you Hare Krishna people, you always talk about death and disease and old age and sufferings and, how the material world is a place of misery and all that. But you are the happiest people I've ever seen. You're singing and dancing on the street. Meanwhile, your philosophy professes all these things. Because we realize that this is the case, this is true, it's the facts, that's the way that it is. But still, we are not these bodies, not the machines. The machines are temporary. They will come to pass eventually. We are spirit souls, eternal parts and parcels. And eventually, my soliloquy will also come to pass.
We can only hope.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Oh, no, hold the applause. Hold the applause. No need. All right, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
So now we have to open up the Matchless Gifts shop, start letting the masses in. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.